vice president, he left about 1.5 years ago. He does a lot of kind of career coaching for people. He used to captain the Irish rugby team. And a lot of what he does today since leaving the college, so he goes into companies and helps them with kind of leadership and culture. And a lot of what he's doing now is over in Silicon Docks, because what's happened is that all these tech companies start off with 5, 10, 15, 20 people, and very quickly they grow to 200, 2,000, 20,000 people. And the people that come in at 15 or 20 people, 20 staff, are now managing teams, but they've no experience in managing teams. They've no experience of leadership, mentoring, that sort of stuff. And he spends a lot of time with them, trying to get them kind of to a point where they can lead people, they can manage people, they can do it.
Yes. Do you have like a statistic that graduate student, I mean like an international student, get a job here? Do you have like a...
So the total, we report on a college-wide basis. Yes. So the stat is 96% are either in continuing education or a job within 6 months. Again, it depends on the course. That's ultimately it. So some courses, I mean, again, this is like Michael was saying, it's about managing expectation. Students that are coming out of a tech course, they're doing something wrong if they don't get a job, like realistically. Same with finance. If you have a good finance degree, undergraduate or postgraduate, you're going to be okay. HR, we NCI have, of all the HR managers in Ireland, NCI have trained over 70% of them.
Okay.
In other things, marketing depends on your background.
Yeah.
If you've come, we've seen some students come from maybe a tech background into marketing, and they'll have to do some sort of conversion course, or they'll have to be able to demonstrate it. But where they go back into the tech industry with marketing experience, they'll get a job. But if you don't have experience, if you're not clear about, I think in things that are broader and vaguer, so management, business, marketing, I think the responsibility is on the student to understand where they fit. What are they going to do? Where are they going to be? We'll have some students that have a fantastic undergraduate computing degree, have decided that they want to get into business, so they'll do an MSc in management. And if they decided that they wanted to take that business knowledge and marry it with their computing knowledge and go back into a tech job, they'd probably end up with a fantastic job. But in their head, they just go, I want to do business. But they don't, where do you fit within that? Because business is big and broad and wide. So I think it's, in my eyes, you always, no different to any sort of selling, what's the challenge? So when you go into a company, companies are lazy recruiters. And I as somebody who's recruited a lot of people over the years, and somebody who's worked with a lot of companies, you look, when you're recruiting somebody, you look for the shortest route from A to B. And if somebody's coming in saying, here's the problem that I've fixed for you, because you've advertised for somebody who's doing sales, well, here's what I've done in sales, you're more likely to take them on. Whereas I think it's the student that's a bit vague in terms of where they are, what they want to do, where they want to be, is the one that struggles. And that's where the careers team are very good at trying to really get people to hone in on, if you want to be in management, find a graduate program and start from the ground up.
Yeah, because you won't get a job in management straight out of college. It's impossible. You've no, especially if you've no prior experience. Like, no one's going to take you on as a manager. Like, everyone who is a manager has worked their way up through the team. They know the technical aspects of it. They know the landscape of the organisation. They might have done internal training, and then they might get promoted to manager. And that's when maybe your MSc in management will kick in. Like, because you study a lot of concepts, a lot of modules in the master's programs. When you go into the workplace, it's different. Like, you might only apply maybe a certain section of it immediately, but some of it will transpire as time goes on, as you move up the ranks.
Just another side to it as well.